Okay. Well, I don't know what's happening technologically speaking. I seem to be in a blue hue. So today we're doing a read in a blue hue. We're feeling blue. I have no idea what's going on with my camera. I will have to ask for help. Here we are. Yes, I got it going, which is great. I really need a technical assistant. It is what it is, what it is. Yay, we are here. Yvonne, welcome, and welcome to anyone else who just decides to join us here today to check in with the energies. We've got some blue vibe happening. Mercury is in retrograde, and I will ask for help because I'm a little bit fuzzy, and it's an expensive camera, so I don't have a clue. The universe just wants to mess with me, and I'm going to go with it. I have a visitor today joining us for today's read, and she's my little fairy princess. And I'm going to turn the volume down here. See, we're getting a... there we go. Because today's read is called By a Wing and a Prayer. And that's how we're doing things in this crazy blue hue. Is in a wing and a prayer. So I hope I had put on a button that said autofocus, and now I'm a little fuzzy and a little bit blue. It is what it is. I want to start today with clearing some energy for those of us out there that have had a needing of a wing and a prayer to get us through the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks have been very intense. And so I am sending out an energy clearing. So if you just want to take a moment, and you can close your eyes or put your hands in your heart, however feels good to you. And I want to clear our energetic contract because we've got interference happening. So I am free from any negative energies that I have subconsciously or consciously attracted through the world around me, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. I revoke any energetic permission I have given in the ethereal or physical realms that do not align with my highest path. I have divine protection from all negativity attempting to attach to my body and or energy. So we can send and clear off and just send out to the world. I am a sovereign being of light, and I am connecting to my highest and greatest path, whatever that may be. And I added that little whatever that may be because sometimes what's in our highest and greatest path is less than pleasant experiences. So the squeeze, the purge, the emotions, the fucked up situations in your outer world that are coming along to trigger you. And, this year has been one trigger after another trigger after another trigger. And that's for my highest and greatest good because, when something smaller comes along, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. So my stove broke this week, and I was like, I have 0 fucks left to give. It's just yet another thing. It's so small on the grand scheme of things. And had that been me 3 years ago, I would have been freaking out. A stove, oh my God, costs so much money. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do what I do. And you just have to suck it up and buy a new one because the quote to fix it was more expensive than to buy a new one. But 0 fucks left to give, and that's what we're doing, is we're letting go of the negative interpretation of what our highest and greatest good looks like. So today's cards have all been picked with the theme of all winged. They're all, because wing and a prayer is how we're getting through. So we've got wings and flying all incorporated. So we're going to start today with the Life Purpose Oracle deck. Doreen Virtue's deck, and this has a lovely little angel on the front of it, and she is the back side of the deck. She is creating her life, so artistically creating her life. Hello, Carrie. Welcome. So let's see what the energies have to say to us today. And Gary, I apologize. I'm blue today, as you can see. I have no idea what's going on with my camera because, you know, it is what it is. I will figure it out eventually. I will figure it out. And one should not mess with video cameras. This one should not mess with the video cameras. Okay, so life purpose. Excellent. We have 2 cards that have jumped out for us today. Our first message is up. Our creative expression. Your soul longs to create and express itself creatively. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So we have this beautiful angel here, and it has got a paintbrush out and ready to create the life, ready to visualize the life that it wants to see for itself, a grand vista. We also have the energy of protected coming in, and it looks like Archangel Michael on the cover of this. You are safe and supported while, and this is very specific out there for some people, while you change your career. So we're using our creative visualization of what we want to do in our life, literally to make money and how we're going to survive and everything else, because we're in this transitory phase, and I know all about this. We're trying to create new projects, new ways of being that are more in alignment with soul, and it's very difficult to do because a lot of the answers are a little bit not there yet. You know, there's this clear white sky in the background of this card here, which is saying to me, you know, not all of it is in focus. Not all of it is crystal clear to us right now. And so we have to, again, come back to the name of this read is By a Wing and a Prayer. So it's learning to cultivate faith that what is meant to manifest for your life will present itself by way of opportunities, by way of meeting people, by way of seeing that job ad that is the perfect one for you, by, you know, little things. And so if you're in the energy right now here and today in the, oh my God, what am I going to do? What is my life's purpose? Where am I going? You don't need to know all of the answers. You do not need to know all the answers because the situation that you are in is guided and divinely moving you along. So just all we need to think about is, what do I need to do today? What am I doing right here today that's going to help me along this path? Just today. We're just focusing on the present moment. Practicing presence. It is so very vitally important right now, and more will come into view the more we practice presence. So we don't have all the information because the phone call's coming next week, and the meeting that you're supposed to meet is coming in 2 weeks, and the answers that you need to have are not in today. They're not all in today. The only answer today is, okay, I'm feeling out of sorts. I need to do this to help ground myself. I'm feeling called to do some yoga and stretch my body because I haven't done that in a few days. What can you do today? Maybe it's clear out your space because this is all about like clearing a brand new vista. So clear out your space, clear out the clutter. And then we have we're going to hop into the Healing Spirits Oracle. So a nice wing on this. As I said, all of them are wings. We're doing a lot of prayer to the higher energies as of late. Okay, and 2 cards jumped out. We're going to keep them both. Don't fear change. Embrace it and grow. Okay, so fear has been massive on this awakening path for me, and I know for a lot of us out there. And I heard an amazing thing today, which was, fear is the gateway. Ooh, that gave me tingles. Somebody had written that in one of the spiritual groups that I'm in. And it really is the gateway. So first we have to identify what the fears are. And then we need to sit in the fears, accept the fears, radical acceptance of the fears, and face each fear one at a time. And that's how change is going to happen, because we may feel fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of the what is happening, and this, that, and the other. So do not fear change, embrace it and grow. So we have a teeny tiny person out on this huge cosmos where anything can happen. And, you may be facing any number of fears right now. Fear of death, fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of how am I going to provide for my family, so each of these fears is coming in, and we just need to look at it like each individual one is a challenge in the present moment. And so we are going to accept that fears will show up, but they are gateways. They are little mini portals to say, okay, I'm really going to sit in this energy of fear today. I'm going to observe it, and I'm not going to get overly, consumed by it. I'm going to walk right through. Next up, we have you have the ability to affect your own destiny. So you have the ability to affect your own destiny. And yes, this is very much, learning a little bit of mastery. We have red energy coming in here, this ball of flame, and this person's on this path. Both of these are like feeling small. We're feeling pretty small at the present moment in time. We're not feeling fully empowered. Yeah, we're feeling like things aren't going exactly our way, as my camera's not focusing properly and something's, not doing what it should be doing. What? I don't know. So we're not having a total feeling of like, yes, mastery, I've done it, I'm here, I've made it. No, we're feeling small, but we're continuing to plug away at it, like one step at a time. So the numbers up here that came in for our number people is 34 and 41. Next, I'm going to hop into the Starseed Oracle and see what our ancestors, what our higher selves, what our soul has to say to us in this deck here. Something's not wanting to. Oh, and there we go. Perspective. Oh, another perspective of feeling small coming in here. We've got none of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So I like this card here because you can see the perspective is very far zoomed out. There's Earth there, and we're looking at it from a very far off distance. So that's how we're going to be looking at our fears that came up, is to sit the way back and go, okay, I'm observing a fear coming up right now. I am seeing it from my observer's point of view. I'm not buying it. I'm not living it. I'm allowing it, and I'm going to sit in it, and I'm going to breathe through it. And use the power of our breath work, and I'm going to allow the tears, I'm going to allow the emotions and the frustrations come out. So the more we use the observer and stand from our higher self perspective, so it's almost like an out-of-body experience. We're not of the earth, we're looking from a soul point of view, which is saying, okay, whatever this micro situation is that's happening in my life right now is not the be-all and end-all of everything. I am bigger than this. I am a soul. So let's say you're facing a fear of death, because we do face that in our spiritual awakenings of, oh my God, I'm going to die, ego is telling you and lying in your ear. And you pull yourself up and away from it and go, even if I did die, I'm not dying. There is no death in the sense of my soul would continue on forever. So that's creating a distance and a little bit more of a perspective the further we zoom out from the situation. A second card jumped up, which I feel lovely energy coming from here. and you can see this beautiful, beautiful waterfall trickling down into it's like from the mountains, clear water. I don't know if you've ever been into the mountains where the water is crystalline and the water is from the ice melting. It's beautiful, beautiful shade of like this turquoise, light aqua turquoise color that comes through. That's all about purity. It's just so purifying. And it says here, earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So this is hitting you over the head. If we've discussed in so many videos as of late, that yes, grounding and nature and all of these things are going to assist us on this journey. And you can see here, there's like this image of this woman that's kind of lying here. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but she's lying just there, allowing herself to be grounded by nature and get into the heartbeat of nature. And you know, nature itself, we're not separated from nature, we're one with nature. And so this ascension that we're happening is not just happening to us, it's happening to the earth, and the earth is going to be fine. The earth is handling this a lot better than we are, because the earth doesn't have an ego. It's our ego that has a problem with all this ascension stuff that's happening. But the earth has said, you know, you guys have been doing this for a long time, and I'm gonna, like, you know, like when a dog has fleas and they like just kind of shake it off. Earth is trying to shake things off a little bit. So that's why there's tumultuous weather and there's this, that, and the other that's happening. Mama Earth is fine. Mama Earth is fine. She's stirring as this rebirth process is happening for not just her, but all the animals that are here on the planet with us and ourselves. And so the more we can tune in to that heartbeat of Mother Earth, the less we're going to be in a state of dissonance and friction and discomfort. So yes, Earth pulsing is lovely energies. And today I'm bringing in the fairies. That's just why I have brought my fairy over here with us to watch over this reading. And I'm hopping into the magical messages of the fairies deck. And let's see what comes up here. I do apologize for the blue. I don't know. I promise I will get my smart people to look at it and have it sorted for next video. Roll with the punches, isn't that what they say? Okay, we're having everything in twos today. This is very interesting because that doesn't normally happen. So literally every single deck I've pulled from so far has been twos, 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 and now another twos. So there's a message in there in itself is twos, twos. And I love it when there's replications. So we already had in, which card was it? Our first one up was change of career. You are safe and supported while you change your career. And now we have new career. So those are very specific messages that we're receiving today, saying that, yeah, something is going to be shifting for a lot of us and moving into a new placement in regards to our work. So new career, your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. Woot, woot! Yeah, a little bit of success would be absolutely lovely. So we've got this beautiful fairy energy coming in here, and you can just see the winds of change all around her. It's this flowing energy of just like, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna just do what I need to do. I'm just gonna soar. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm just gonna spread my joy out. And she's full loving it and creating this beautiful thing above her head. It's like this diamond-esque successful, it almost looks like snowflake in nature, of like, yes, I am creating what I want in the dream that I want. And we also have another message coming up, which is a little bit of a warning for some of us that haven't been listening a lot this process, which is dietary change. Improve your diet and your life will also improve. And hey, just hop onto my food and sugar playlist if you haven't watched the videos in there, if you're struggling with any particular eating things. The fact of the matter is, as we adjust our body, love our body, if we're struggling with like self-love issues, the first thing to master is mastery over food. And because you do it every single day. The sleep as well, are we giving ourselves the opportunity to sleep when we can and not beating ourselves up when spirit says go have a nap? So body types of things. Am I going to choose this donut, or am I going to choose this protein fruit smoothie to fill me up? Because our bodies in this ascension path, as we're getting more in alignment with the earth pulses and Mother Earth, a lot of foods aren't going to work as they used to work. Things that you used to be able to eat, you won't be able to eat. You'll see people who have been vegan their whole life moving into eating carbs. And it's not a decision based on morals or anything else or ethics. It's simply survival. If your body is struggling and is not eating enough protein, then maybe you are going to be called into eating more proteins. Same can be said that if you have been protein heavy, and you may be called to be eating a little bit more of a vegan diet, and all of a sudden you're the foods that are working for you, because equally there are people that are like, I just can't eat meat anymore. It makes me nauseous. And then they're like, okay, I need to find another diet now that's going to work for me. And so, in my path, I found that I had to go exceptionally low carb. Carbs are not my friend. And I've gone gluten-free. I've gone dairy-free. Dairy is not my friend. It doesn't like me. So you may find that certain foods, nightshade vegetables, maybe nightshade vegetables is something that doesn't work with you. So pay attention and listen very closely to your body, because when your body does better, you do better. And that's a good reminder for all of us. Next up, we're going to hop into the Angel Therapy Oracle cards. So a lot of Doreen Virtue coming in today. I don't know how she would feel about that, because Doreen Virtue actually renounced all of her decks. So she made it. I don't think she renounced the money that she made from it, but she renounced the use of Oracle decks. But I did not renounce the use of Oracle decks, and so I was given these as a gift, and thank you, Stephanie, for this gift. I appreciate this gift, and it's being well used. If anybody else, and there we go, cards flipping upside down. If anybody else would like to donate a deck, the way to do that is in the description below. And I appreciate it, because it's always fun to have new cards and new messages that come in. So we have one card that popped out, and that is a Crown Chakra. Crown Chakra. Pay attention to your ideas, as they are messages of true divine guidance set in answer to your prayers. Well, wing and prayers, we definitely want that. And here's the card here, as you can see, and it's beautiful, kind of ancient architecture here with this brilliant light that comes in. And so Crown Chakra is all about balancing. I love it. We've had twos, now Crown Chakra. Because Crown Chakra is a singular point, where before we, the mind, the third eye, is actually like two energies that come together in the crown. So we've gone from all the twos, duality, into singularity, this singular point of the crown, which is using our intuition as well as our knowledge to come to a place of absolute wisdom. So making choices that are in alignment with soul, so the point of singularity, and acting on those choices, using our knowledge and using our intuition as like a way to guide us. You know, does this feel like this is where I'm meant to be pulled? And right now, listen, there's a lot of people that are feeling the pull, feeling a pull. It could be pulled towards new career. Lots of talk about new career today. It could be pulled towards, new relationship. It could be pulled towards driving across country. Like, I've got an itch. I feel like travel is in the future. I don't know when. I don't know how. I don't know where. But I feel like I'm not in this place for much longer. So use the ideas that come to you, the inspiration, and it can come from anywhere. So you see a picture somewhere and you're like, oh, that's a beautiful, oh yeah, I want to be there. Where is there? Maybe there is Mexico. I want to be there. So crown chakra is asking us to really keep our eyes open and see what things light us up. What ideas come into us that give us a little bit of excitement coming in. So as it comes to chakra energies here, we're kind of been all over the place. We've got kind of energies from black, red, orange, green, yellow, like everything is coming in right now. So this is talking to me about alignment, because getting all of the chakras, because as we go through those final purges, things are going to be clearing out. And I have known energetically what's been happening for me for the last couple of days has been a lot of throat chakra happening, a lot of third eye stuff happening, and finally crown. So a lot of stuff, energy happening in the head. But you may be experiencing things on any of the chakras right now as a final clear out and a final purge out of what's no longer in alignment, because it has to clear before it can be replaced with something new. So now more winged animals. Let's move into the Dragon Wisdom Oracle, and we have the card of silence. So I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this because there's a time thing here. So maybe you are learning the mission right now of presence. Not being in the past, not being in the future. Done a lot of videos on that recently. And so the mastering time is all about being in presence. And how do you be in presence? The easiest way to do that is in absolute silence. So practicing some time to yourself where you're not on the phone, where you're not having constant chit chats with people, where you're not, the more we can just sit with ourselves and sit in the energy that is coming in that present moment. And I have one practice that I've been doing lately is hyper listening. It is listening to the crickets. So like literally, if you're listening to the crickets, you become cellularly focused on something, so that that quest, that sweet spot, you have to be in the moment. You can't be thinking about things and listening to crickets at the same time. You can't be feeling fear and listening to crickets at the same time. So maybe it's birds, maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's whatever it is. Hyper focus on a solitary sound and sit in silence listening to that. So you're to be silent, but what is around you may not be silent. It's very difficult to find silence all around you. So listen to what is not silent, even if that's buzzing in your own ears and some tinnitus that's happening, which is an ascension symptom that a lot of people struggle with. So in the silence, we learn to practice more and more and more and more self-love. In the silence, in the presence, in the present moment, in the now, in the mindfulness. Yes, hop on and utilize any tools that you can use to connect to heart space, pink energy here, Sabertooth? Oh, there we go. We've got Sabertooths now. Sabertooths. No saber-toothed tigers around us at the present moment in time. We are safe. Whatever fear we are thinking about, whatever fears that have been coming up, fear, overthinking about all these career moves that might be on horizon, we can go, okay, wait a second. That's nothing I can do with that right now. Right now, I just need to be in presence and do this next thing. Maybe that next thing is washing dishes. Maybe that next thing is paying some bills. Whatever you're doing, just do that. And if it's washing dishes, feel the water, feel the temperature, smell the dish detergent, smell it. Do that. Make your dishwashing a meditation, and be hyper focused on the scent, or I'm going to make this dish the cleanest dish you've ever seen it, and go slow and take time. Slowing things down and being in silence are great things to practice for us that are struggling on this lovely ascension path. Next up, I'm going to hop into Angels of Atlantis Oracle card, and that one card we had with Crown Chakra felt very Atlantean. If you think about it, it's like an island floating. It's like Atlantis has left and just ascended up. All of Atlantis has ascended up. That would be nice if there was a floating island of Atlantis somewhere. Better than where Atlantis actually is, which is not floating. Opposite of floating. So some comments. Hi, sweetheart. Is free reading possible? Yes, I can pull a card for you at the end. No problem. Yes, presence is happening more here for me as well. Time is a bit squiffy. Oh, I like that word. Squiffy. I'm going to have to start using that word lately. And also forgetting things easily. Well, yes, we may need to implement the tools of writing things down because mind becomes a little bit like cottage cheese, not cottage cheese, Swiss cheese. Woo, and things leave. So our angel message coming in from the Angels of Atlantis Oracle cards is Yophael. And Yophael is telling us that we need to meditate more. So if we're not doing, and as I said, anything can become a meditation. Every time you walk up the stairs can become a meditation. Going for a walk can become a meditation, a movement meditation. Lying on the earth and in alignment, lying on the earth, sitting in meditation, breathing meditations. Maybe try a different meditation that you've never done before. One that's focused around empowering solar plexus. So some solar plexus energy coming in is, just placing your hand on your solar plexus and focusing the energy deep, 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 deep with each breath. How big can you breathe into the diaphragm? Some diaphragmatic breathing is an excellent process, especially if you're in fear, is to slow down the breath and breathe deeper into the belly, into the chest, out of the chest, out of the belly, into the belly, into the chest, out of the chest, out of the belly. Try that one. That one's a nifty one to do. Or try, practicing, as I said, stillness and just listening. Maybe listening to what your nostrils sound like as you breathe. That's a meditation in itself. So more silent-based meditations are coming in right now. Maybe you want to meditate on a candle. Solar plexus energy, fire energy. If you're feeling disempowered, light a candle and just sit for 20 minutes doing a candle meditation. That would be a beautiful one to do. And if it was a yellow candle, even better. But really, if you want to help any of your chakras, it's quite simple. Just pick a candle color for the chakra that is associated with that. Okay, last up we have the Angel Wisdom deck. Excellent. We've got all these cards are bang on for me today. It's amazing. That's fantastic. Gotta love it when that happens. Okay. What are the messages we need? What? Okay, we've got 3. I'm going to just take them because we've got good time. We've got 3 coming out now. First, we have choices. So that kind of flows with the theme of everything right now. Then we have beginnings, which is very much in alignment with the new career that we're trying to create in here. And then last up, we have Archangel Gabriel coming in. So I'll read each of these cards here. Don't have my glasses either, but that's okay. When you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from your ego. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all of the options and then let go of your head and choose from your heart that which gives you the greatest joy and feels right. Do not act from foolish impulses, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it certainly is not for the highest good of those around you. Oh, that's a little bit of a kicker, because so often those of us that have been in people-pleasing energy for a long period of time have been putting other people's needs on top of our own. And this is saying, please don't do that, because what's actually in the best interest of them is you being in your happiest and best energies, right? It's kind of like a couple that stays together for the kids, and they argue and they have a miserable time of it, and then the kids are like, oh, why can't they just get divorced? It would be so much nicer. You know, see, it would actually be better for everyone if you do what's better for you. So let go of all false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. That crown chakra coming back in. Wisdom, I talked about that. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and for help. Then from your point of deep inner stillness, again, a message on meditation before making decisions, make your choices easily and spontaneously. Well, it's not going to be so spontaneous if you're sitting in stillness. Even if it's only 5 minutes, it's giving you a little bit of time before you can actually make a decision. It may feel like it's very spontaneous for you. Maybe you've been sitting in the what do I do for a long period of time, and now you're like, oh, this is what I do. It's come to me. I now know. So affirmation number 1 is I choose from my highest good. Second card up from the Angel Wisdom deck is beginnings. Life is a series of cycles, and a time of rebirth is indicated for you. This may mean a new phase in a relationship, the germination of fresh ideas, or the development of qualities in your life like laughter, light, hope. It may herald a total change. Do not be afraid to let go of the familiar, for the new cannot enter until the old and outworn has departed. Sounds kind of like what I said at the beginning of this. The angel guidance is to accept the new, for it will be welcome when it arrives. Birth is a vulnerable time. The fragile life force needs to be protected and nurtured within you. Ask the angels to guide the new beginning in your life safely to maturity. I welcome and nurture the new in my life is the next affirmation up. And then Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel is the angel of creation because he watches over pregnant mothers. I don't know if you knew that. I used to pray to Archangel Gabriel throughout my pregnancy. And I actually thought I was going to name my son. It's a funny story. My entire pregnancy, I called my son Gabe. And then he was born, and I'm like, You're not a Gabe. That name is wrong. So then he was, for a week, known as the baby, because I didn't know what his name was. But then, after sitting in stillness, I made a spontaneous decision and named him. So, Archangel Gabriel. You are blessed to receive this Archangel card with your guidance, is to invoke Archangel Gabriel, who works on the white ray for guidance and for purification. So purification has come up twice now as well. It's time to release old memories, ingrained habits, and mental patterns which lower your vibrations. Archangel Gabriel will bring order and discipline into your life so that everything runs smoothly. You can also call on him to bring you clarity and joy. You were reminded that you are a beautiful being of light and wise spirit, that only the material mantle disguises your true self. So envision yourself surrounded by pure white light and let your spirit emerge and fly. And the affirmation is, I am pure and light, which is kind of where we started from with the clearing of energies that I had mentioned. You know, I am a divine, sovereign being of light. No more negativity can enter this beautiful ball of light that I place myself in, because I am in this ball of light, birthing myself anew, creating myself into the new. And that is fantastic. So, Milky, am I saying that right? Milky would like a card pulled, and I'm pulling one from the C deck for you. C as in SEA. And let's see what message comes through for you. And if anybody else would like any messages, please feel free to either request a deck or request a card being pulled, and I'll pull from one intuitively. So Milky, if that's your name, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. The card up for you is compassion. May you tend to the suffering. So you can see here this beautiful seascape with calm, tranquil waters. And so as we are going through this awakening path, this transition, this purification, all of these energies, calming the seas and calming the storms is vitally important for us, and showing ourselves compassion. I recently had somebody comment on one of my videos, and they were saying, you know, I'm so frustrated kind of with myself because all this trauma is surfacing. Well, if trauma is surfacing, that's when you need even more compassion for yourself. If feelings are surfacing, that's when you need to have even more compassion for yourself. If your life situation is crumbling around you, even more compassion for yourself as you go through the shifts and the changes and anything else that's coming up for yourself. And the rule of Buddhism is the truth. You know, there's the law of correspondence, which says, as above, so below. But it's also as within, so without. So if I cultivate greater amounts of compassion for myself and create seas of tranquility, peace, and calm, my exterior world around me will match that vibrational frequency, will match that energy. So cultivating for you more compassion through your suffering will mean you then have the capacity to have compassion for other people that are going through difficult and rough times. So I do hope you like that card there and that resonates with you. I'm going to pull one for Yvonne, and I am going to pull... We're going into the chakra deck for you, love. We're going to do Chakra Insight Oracle. Because I know you're on a journey, and I love this deck because it's always depicted as being on a journey. The hero's journey home to soul is what it is, and we meet It is very much. I look at this twin flame journey, this Kundalini awakening, this spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, as like a mighty quest. And so you could almost see how authors like Tolkien or J.K. Rowling or other authors like this came up with these amazing books and movies and things like that, because their life experience was so epic in their own spiritual awakening. I know with Tolkien, a lot of his The Lord of the Rings is all based upon his experiences when he was in the war. So we're in our own wars right now as we traverse, and there's your card up. Oh, we've got a miracle coming in for you. That's very good energy indeed. Again, it's funny because I mentioned fire. We've got a lot of fire energy coming in, empowered energy, solar plexus energy. This beautiful woman is dancing out of this flame. So you can see her there dancing out of this flame, and all around her is this purple energy. So it's like I am being called into that place of wisdom, that crown chakra. So we're balancing, it sounds like to me, which a lot of what is happening right now is a balancing between crown chakra and solar plexus chakra. And so a great way to balance the two is one hand on crown, one hand in solar plexus, and say, you know, help me get empowered. You know, the prayer being, help me be empowered to do what my soul asks me to do. Help me be empowered and to move forward on this journey out of fear and into this miraculous things that are going to happen. And it's really important that you pay attention to miracles, because miracles are happening every single day in small little ways. And as we appreciate those miracles, it helps us cultivate a greater degree of faith that we are being guided, that we are being supported, that there is something bigger at play here than just our egoic interpretation of it. So that's a beautiful energy, this feminine on fire. And woo, I love fire energy. And if, you know, that's great to bring in. We have a super full moon tomorrow. I think that's the Sturgeon full moon. And we're currently in Leo energy, which is fire energy. So yes, the more we can cultivate impassioned action, which is, you know, you think of that Leo energy is like, with a roar like a mighty lion. I'm going to stand into my power and do what soul wants me to do, and I'm not going to look back. And listen, that doesn't mean you're not going to feel fear. And when you do feel the fear, you can throw out some compassion for yourself. And it doesn't mean that, you know, each of those fears is that gateway. So it's like propelling yourself through gateways. And every time you go through a gateway, you're going to experience an up-leveling. And those up-levelings are pretty miraculous. When you go from one way of being to another way of being, and it feels like it happened overnight, and you're like, huh, that doesn't bother me anymore. How did that happen? That what? Okay. And so then you're in totally unfamiliar territory, and you've jumped timelines. So I like to look at timelines as like you're jumping, and then this one falls away. So everything that once was isn't. So when we face the fears of like, oh, well, what if this happens again? Or what if that happens again? It can't happen again. You're not on that timeline anymore. You're on a whole new trajectory. And then you jump to this timeline and this stuff falls away, and you're like, where am I now? Well, what's going to happen now? And that's the point, is we don't know exactly what's going to happen next. We have no idea. That's why it's all miraculous at this point. Because every time something works in our favor, we're like, huh, I guess all that shadow work actually did something. I guess all that inner child facing and healing this and healing that actually made enough of an energetic impact so that I could jump into a new timeline and I could propel myself into a whole new land. So that's beautiful. Okay. Anybody else for a card before I go? I'm just going to read some of these. We have, yay, a miracle. I need one of those. Beautiful card. It is a beautiful card. This is so true for me. Yes, small glimmers. I love glimmers. Glimmers are God winks. You know, when you get that 111, it doesn't really necessarily matter what 111 means to you. It just means thumbs up. God's going, yeah, you're on the right path. Every time I see synchronized numbers now, I'm like, thank you. I have no idea what it means, but it means that, you know, I'm doing something right. And it's like God's glimmering at me and giving me God wink. Yay. I love those. And so, yes, all of those are little mini miracles, and appreciate every single one of them. I have a list that I've started compiling of all my little miracles that have happened over the last year, because it's very hard when you're in the dark places to recognize the light. And so, you know, keep on hand things that have happened in the last 3 years that have blown my mind. Right? Put that list on the forefront for you. And you are very welcome. And everyone, I love being here. I next week, hopefully we'll have the camera figured out. Or not. I'm rolling with the punches. I've dropped the need for perfection. Spirit will guide me and move me into the things that need to happen. I have faith in that. I'm going to send everybody my absolute love and compassion. If you're going through some challenging stuff still, I know, you know, the birthing process isn't easy. We've got a lot of new coming in, and that doesn't mean... New doesn't always mean easy. It, like, geez, if you've ever given birth, you know, that wasn't easy. Yay, you had a baby at the end of it, but I was 36 hours in labor. That was not easy. That was not easy at all. But it gets easier the more we establish a new normal and a new familiar. And it may take us a while before Earth and us on Earth are going to cultivate a new normal and a new familiar. So in the shifting energies that are like this, you know, be encouraged. You can do it. You are spiritual warriors. You got this. If you have need any help, you know how to reach out to me. The way to do that is in the description below. If you want to book a one-on-one Zoom or a private oracle read, that can be done. I do it by donation, and you know, half an hour is really all you need, and we can do it via Zoom. And you get to pick 6 cards, 6 decks that you want information from Spirit, that can provide you with some extra guidance wherever you are currently at the moment. And with that said, I'm going to love you and leave you and send you peace out.